Hello everyone and welcome to Wrestlemania! God, that was difficult. Anyway, we are here today with a new generation mania. Ramon versus Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels versus Diesel, and Jerry the King Lawler makes his first defense to the SWE Championship against Bret Hart. Here we go then, we are underway. Ramon, the bad guy, goes up against Owen Hart. Of course, Owen was involved in the King of the Ring tournament recently to crown our first Intercontinental Champion. Unfortunately for him, was unsuccessful. But now is a big opportunity to start building himself back up in the rankings with a big opportunity here against Ramon at Wrestlemania. Should be a fun one, this. Got some really interesting matches. Like I said, this one. Then we've got Shawn Michaels versus Diesels. I just said Shawn Michaels versus Diesels, didn't I? Shawn Michaels versus Diesel. And then the main event of the evening, as I said before, we will have the first defense of the championship from Jerry the King Lawler, as he goes up against the man very top of the rankings and the man who was our opening SWE champion this year in Bret the Hitman Hart, who won the Battle of Los Angeles. So big opportunities for people tonight. As Razor flattens Owen, a big boot in the gut, and now just choking the grounded Owen Hart out. Owen now with a jawbreaker on Razor. Looking for that big clothesline. Razor is able to duck, and then a running dropkick flattens Owen out, and then Razor now just choking Owen. Big boot in the gut as well. I mean, this is a very even match for me. I wouldn't like to say who I think will be on top. I really think it could go either way, to be honest. So it's it's a big one. Both these guys not done too much so far in this universe mode, so neither of them are too high in the rankings, so it's a great chance for one of them to really step up. I think, obviously, Ramon is also Scott Hall. I think they did make their way through to the second round of the Dusty Classic, so I'm sure we'll see some more of those moving forward. As Razor dragging Owen into the middle, then into that cross armbar. Owen able to break free, and now raining down the strikes into the face of Razor. Razor just throttles Owen. Looking for that chokeslam. I think Owen managed to fight free into the front chancery. Now taking Razor up into that scoop slam. Owen now brings Razor back up to a standing base again into that front chancery. Again, flattens him, this time with a headbutt. Spinning Razor around into the leg breaker. And Owen in full control of this match now. Ever since Razor went for that chokeslam, Owen has just been all over him. But now Razor taking Owen up on the shoulder again. Owen able to slide free into that reverse DDT from the potential power slam. And now Owen looking to roll Razor over, but he rolled him not the ideal way for me. He's rolled him a bit closer to the ropes, but Razor is still far enough away, and Owen Hart gets the victory via the sharp shooter. And Owen Hart is your winner in the opening match here today in the New Generation Wrestlemania. Okay, it's a big win that was. A big, big win for Owen Hart, and like I said, that extra ranking point is going to do him the world of good to push him further up. Razor, as you can see, just not quite close enough to the ropes there to be able to grab a hold. Owen was very much set, and it was very difficult for Razor to pull him any closer to the ropes, so he had no choice really but to tap out. So there we go, victory for Owen Hart. And we move on to match number 2 of the evening. We've got Shawn Michaels versus Diesels. And here we go then, Big Daddy Cool Diesel going up against Shawn Michaels. Shawn, of course, already had a couple of opportunities to fight for the SWE Championship, as unfortunately not victorious on either of those two cases against Bret Hart. But now he has a chance here to continue building himself up for a future opportunity with a victory, potentially against Diesel. First time we've seen Diesel, but of course Diesel and Kevin Nash are classed as the same person on our rankings. As we said on a recent stream, the way we're going to do the rankings now is that if the company acknowledges it's the same person and they are similar in character, we will class them as the same person. However, essentially, if it's just a name change, then it's absolutely... If it's just a name change and a gimmick change, it's absolutely fine. If it is essentially two separate characters, then we will separate them out. So Diesel and Kevin Nash I would class as the same person, because essentially the only thing that changed was the name when he went to WCW. However, when we look at people like The Godfather and Papa Shango, I feel like those two could be different. The Three Faces of Foley was always acknowledged of being the same person, therefore all the Foleys will be the same. So yeah, that's the way we're going to plan it out anyway. So yeah, Kevin Nash and Diesel are sharing ranking points. First time I think we've seen Diesel so far in this Universe mode, but Nash has wrestled as part of our Dusty Classic, alongside, of course, Scott Hall or Razor Ramon in the previous match. And again, Scott Hall and Razor will share ranking points as well. As the battle now goes to the outside, I don't believe we've actually had a draw as yet in this Universe mode. I haven't even got a place to put draws in. Michaels now brings Nash back up and sends him face first into the ring post. Of course, these two guys, very good friends back in the day as well. There's the classic great friends, better enemies scenario. As is Michaels going to win this by count out? Well, that just sums this game up. I'll tell you what, we're not having that. We're not having that. Let's rematch that. Let's rematch that. That's just a joke, that was. Right, let's start this again. That was an absolute joke, that match was. So we're going to ignore that just happened. We'll ignore that just happened. Let's just pretend that that I came out and said, we're not finishing this match off with a dodgy count out. We're going to restart the match. Yeah, that was just a joke, that, innit? Oh, that was spectacular. Right, so we start again. Let's see how it goes. As Diesel now choking the grounded... Ooh, choking the grounded Shawn Michaels brings him back up to his feet. Michaels now into the neck breaker on Diesel. And of course, Michaels is going to have a speed advantage, an agility advantage here, I think, in the most case. Nice jawbreaker. Oh, and a nice running knee right in the face as well. Big lion salt as well. Chop in the face, and now Michaels sending Diesel off the ropes, ducks underneath. And looking for that elbow, but Diesel fought back. Michaels now sending Diesel into the corner. Running forearm. Flattens the big man, and now Michaels is heading up top once again. What is the plan here for Michaels? Looking for that big dive and elbow, but Diesel saw it coming. Like I said, these two guys, great friends as well in the past. He saw that coming, was able to avoid it. Diesel now wrenching back at the neck of Shawn Michaels. And Michaels now up into a jawbreaker. Michaels rocking back on Diesel with those big strikes. Now sends him into the corner. Follows up with a clothesline in the back. Michaels now with the boot in the spine of Diesel, who was not happy with that and just gets straight back up on his feet and flattens Shawn Michaels. Big Daddy Cool here now taunting Michaels to get back in the ring and spears him off the apron, crashing to the outside. I think he may have even hit the barrier there, you know. Michaels clubbing blow in the back of Diesel, who strikes back, and now Diesel slides back into the ring. Michaels follows. And Michaels taking Diesel down, and Michaels is going to roll him in. Are we going to get another sharpshooter victory here? If he taps here, we could have all 3 matches finished. He did. Okay. Shawn Michaels. Okay, so Owen Hart won the opening match via a sharpshooter. Shawn Michaels has won this match via a sharpshooter. If Bret Hart wins the main event, we could have a whole night of sharpshooter victories. Let's find out as Jerry the King Lawler defends his SWE Championship for the first time against Bret the Hitman Hart. And there it is. I still can't get over seeing Jerry Lawler walk out holding the SWE World Heavyweight Championship, but we do. And this is an opportunity for Bret to become the first 2-time champion in SWE. He was our very first champion. He's still top of the rankings, which is why he has earned himself this opportunity. He's currently top of the rankings by quite a few points as well, I believe. Where is he? I think he's on plus 12. Second is plus 9. So he's 3 points ahead of anybody else. So big opportunity for him here. But Jerry the King Lawler, SWE champion. Who knows? He's already defeated Zack Sabre Jr. Could he defeat Bret Hart here? The referee holds the belt up high. It's even got Lawler's name on it. The bell goes and we are underway. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Jerry the King Lawler, SWE Championship of the World. And don't forget, tomorrow we continue on our WrestleManias. Tomorrow we're looking at the Attitude Era. We'll have the Hardcore Championship being defended. I think it's Rock versus Austin tomorrow as well. Let me have a quick gander. April, there we go. Yeah, Rock versus Austin tomorrow, Hardcore Championship match, and a triple threat tag team TLC. The Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. So it should be a pretty fun night as well tomorrow. And don't forget, we are still knocking out the Dusty Classic. We're finally on to round number 2, seeing some big teams move forward into the 3rd round, and eventually we will have tag team champions in this universe mode. Eventually, anyway. It's going to be a long time coming. It's 4 months into, it's going to be about 5 months into the year before we do end up actually crowning our tag team champions eventually, but it's been fun. It has been fun. And of course, after this, we'll start another tournament. Maybe Cruiserweight Classic, Mae Young Classic. Basically, anything with the word classic on the end seems to be the case, doesn't it, really? I want to do Brawl for All at some point as well to crown some sort of crazy UFC-style fight champion thingy. Bret now dumping, or being dumped to the outside, should I say, by Jerry Lawler. Of course, champion's advantage does exist here, so if Lawler can keep Bret outside until the 10 count, he will retain the championship that way. Even if he gets counted out himself, he will retain the championship. So it's down to Bret here to get Lawler back in the ring as soon as possible and try and finish him off. And remember, if Bret wins this one by the sharpshooter, then all 3 matches tonight would have been won by a sharpshooter. Sharpshooter Mania is running wild on you. Lawler sending Bret back in the ring. There's Lawler here. He does have the championship advantage, but deciding that he wants to win this legit. He wants to prove himself because as much as anybody else, I saw the comment section down below. We were all giving Jerry Lawler hassle for winning that match. And Lawler is determined to prove that he is worth being our champion. And I mean, he defeated Zack Sabre Jr. If he can defeat Bret Hart as well, then there'd be no arguments really with Jerry the King Lawler being our champion, I suppose. Jerry now clotheslines Bret Hart to the outside. Rolls Bret through, but Bret catches him with a drop toe hold, dropping Jerry face first. Jerry! Poor old Jerry. Bret now big elbow in the face of Jerry as well as he brings him back up to a standing base. And Bret sends Jerry back into the ring and now drags him to the outside before slamming him face first across the apron. Bret now brings Jerry Lawler back up to his feet before dropping an elbow right in the dome. But Jerry fighting back. Yeah, if Jerry can win this one, then yeah, he would definitely prove a lot of people wrong. Definitely. Including me as well. Bret now sending Jerry Lawler into the corner. I think he was going for a back rake there, but decided against it. Spins him round into the running bulldog. Bret now stamping on the back of the head of Lawler. I think Lawler's been busted open here as Bret dropping the double elbows. Yeah, looks to me like Lawler's been busted open. Bret now with the pin. Ooh, only a 2 count. Bret cannot believe it. He thought he had the match done there, and I'll be honest, I don't think he's far away. Lawler does not look with it here at all. He's been busted open. He's not looking in a great position right now at all. I mean, if Bret was to lock in a sharpshooter, I think he'd have this one done, you know. But the big strikes by Jerry Lawler. Oh, Bret is rocked. If Jerry can pile drive him, you never know. Jerry sends Bret into the corner. And Lawler's going to go for that diving fist. This is how he won the championship against Zack, and he hits it as well. That's how he won the belt against Zack. He goes in for the pin. 1, 2. Oh my God, Bret Hart kicked out. Bret Hart kicked out. Jerry Lawler almost retaining the SWE Championship in what would have been a surprise victory against Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret now with a running cross body. And Jerry kicks out. I mean, it's not very often you have a match where the champion would possibly come in as the underdog. And that's no offense to Jerry Lawler. He was a very good wrestler in his time. Very, very good wrestler. However, he is currently facing off against the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be in Bret the Hitman Hart. And Bret is just wrenching back at the arm of Jerry Lawler. And here comes something big. Bret is stalking. Is he thinking? Hey, he is. He's going to roll him. He does roll him. Jerry is a little bit too far from the ropes. And Jerry taps. Sharpshooter Mania. There you go. That's your hashtag in the comment section down below. Sharpshooter Mania is running wild on the new generation. 3 matches, 3 submission victories, 3 sharpshooter victories, and Bret the Hitman Hart is a 2-time SWE champion, taking the belt away from Jerry the King Lawler on Jerry's first defense. Wow. So who will Bret's next defense be against? We'll find that out a little bit later on. But well done to Bret Hart, and thank you very much for watching this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, hit the like, subscribe, all that other good stuff, and I will see you again tomorrow for our Manias as we continue on with the Attitude Era. The stupid recording software decided to cut me off while I was trying to outro. I can't remember where I got to. So yeah, tomorrow TLC Triple Threat, Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian, Rock versus Austin, and a callback to one of my favourite Hardcore Championship matches in WrestleMania history. It was Kane, Raven, and The Big Show. WrestleMania 19, I believe. And those 3 guys will be up against Sabu for the Hardcore Championship. And, of course, don't forget to check out our Dusty Classic as well as that continues on. And I believe Bret Hart is still involved in that alongside his partner, Jim the Anvil Neidhart as well. So who knows, Bret could become a double champion as well as being our first 2-time champion. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed. Of course, if you have, like, subscribe, all the other good stuff, and I will see you again tomorrow. Good night, God bless. Auf Wiedersehen, all the other good stuff. Bye-bye.